I ended out no well. I I apologize. I don't know what happened there. So well, continue where we left off. I think we're getting near the end, so I'm just gonna continue on. I think we can beat this before one. I need to till 1:30.
I'll take out as many of these fuckers as I can.
The man needs a nap. Man, I could hear the old man in him. Can he can't have a way, can he? Guys, still kill him? Yes, we can. I'm sorry, I got no. Pay a note on that one. Stun. Yeah, stun. Stun is the right word. Ugh. Breathe easy, man. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, I thought there was something else down there. see why that's filled with silver stuff here.
Security threat detected. Elevator shut down. In effect. Override key authorization required.
Oh, Seth, yeah, I guess I put the key in there.
Warning, autoclave compromised. Pod lockdown unavailable. Memory corrupt. Self-repair functionality offline. Aerosol monitor warning. Pod lockdown unavailable.
Yeah. Let's get this over with.
Here.
The elevator will arrive shortly. The elevator has arrived.
Thanks. Come on, you're almost there.
Almost there, Sherry. Not done yet.
Come on, you're not out of the game yet. So, Grace, come on. Let's see the video.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
My research opened Pandora's box, unleashing disaster upon the world.
Yes.
Except Elpis, the goddess of hope? Or so the myth goes.
A blind hope.
What do you mean?
Humans cannot predict when death will come for them. This is why they have hope. I was wrong, and I am plagued by guilt. Happiness cannot be achieved at the expense of others.
Right, so he sounds forgiving all of a sudden now.
I think that's enough for today.
Why did you accept my request for an interview? Who is that? Is that one of your subjects?
Of course not. She was alone in the world. I took her in to make amends.
Is she...
Perfectly normal. Just an average child needing a home. She is my hope. Aren't you beautiful? Would you like to hold her?
Oh, okay. She's adorable. What's her name?
Grace.
Grace. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
I've said my piece. I only hope it serves as a requiem for those who have passed.
I don't know, I don't buy it.
Leon. Leon. I need to hurry.
Come on, I gotta help my boy here. I don't know. I don't buy Spencer being that jealous all of a sudden. And before anyone asks, no, he did not die here. He died in one of his, crazy mansions.
This is finally my chance to do something. Leon!
My boy.
Leon! Oh no. Hey, it's me. It's Grace. Oh, please wake up. Come on. Wake up, wake up. Hey.
Hey, I was just resting my eyes.
You're okay. Oh, let me help you.
Let's do this.
Okay. I don't know the password.
It's okay. Soon left it wide open for us. Any wrong code will do. It'll destroy Opus.
Hey, Zane.
Let's try it.
Chris, whatever it takes. I can buy you some time.
No. No, I have an idea.
I trust you. I trust you.
So, the prodigal daughter returns.
I know the password.
Fulfill your destiny, and all will be forgiven.
Only if you let Leon live.
Very well.
Oh, so I had to choose. I should have saved. What did the creator desire? Let me see, let me think. At the end, he was forgiven. They can only hope for the best. I feel I'm playing my games here. Wesker did everything he... not Wesker. Spencer did everything he can to keep this thing alive. I got a bad feeling I'm gonna choose the one, but...
I was wrong, and I am plagued by guilt.
I'm gonna destroy Opus. You promise. You'll end this.
Please know that you are my hope.
She is my hope. A blind hope.
Okay. This is it.
I think this might be whole.
What are you doing, Grace?
Spencer regretted what he did. He...
Well done.
Maybe I should have destroyed it.
You promised.
Yes, that I would let him live. Mr. Kennedy, I give you the honor of experiencing my power firsthand.
I'm not sure Elpis is what you think it is. There's nothing special about me. I was never any king. Spencer wanted to make amends.
But you released Elpis. What is it? Tell me!
He never knew what it was, did he?
Why? My powers!
Elpis is Spencer's atonement. It's an antiviral.
Amazing. I am humbled.
You one of his servants, weren't you?
Your research was wrong. Elpis wasn't a weapon. There was never a key.
Spencer's paper was obviously incomplete. There was no connection between Grace and Emily.
Do you know how much time and money I wasted on this?
Don't you see the genius? With Elpis, all virus-based weapons are useless. The world order will be thrown into chaos.
We wanted a weapon.
Instead, Spencer gave us anarchy. I will carry his torch and bring his vision to life.
You? You and Spencer were a means to an end.
Yet he outwitted you all.
Spencer defied us and paid the price with his life. He was nothing.
You are nothing but an imitation.
Yeah, imitation of Wesker.
The Connections is done with you!
We can't let him have it.
Your ignorance is staggering.
It's a cure. Oh, it's working. Leon, it's working. Wake up.
Now, let it all come down. All of it.
Grace, what happened?
Oh, you didn't hear about the whole speech, what was going on?
Gonna go! Grab something! Grace. Grace!
Oh, oops, sorry.
Time to bury Umbrella's last skeleton.
One last pawn.
Spencer's vision lives through me. And I will see that it is brought to fruition.
And how many more will have to die for that vision? Not to me. I swore that I'd always protect those lives.
Open your eyes! Humanity is full of drooling imbeciles! They need me! A leader to guide them!
The humanity I know is far more capable than you realize. They don't want you.
What the fuck? Okay.
Spencer's vision lives through me. I will see that it is brought to fruition.
And how many more will have to die for that vision?
Sacrifices must be made! In the grand.
Not to me. I swore that I'd always protect those lives. Seems you're reaching your limit. It's over.
You couldn't make it to the end. Drama Queen. The fuck is that?
Nemesis.
Yo, Nemesis. Wait.
So damn relentless.
Get off of me! Gonna take the heat. Can reach for the stars. So you got grounded.
This time, you ain't getting back up.
I probably should start using the Requiem no more, you. Okay, I would not expect the Nemesis parasite to be behind this one. I mean, I did miss the Nemesis parasite is Gravity Dungeon. I never expected it would go to this point.
Sherry. Shit. Grace. Grace, hang on.
Wait, you lost an arm or something?
Grace.
Oh, I think her arm went behind it.
We need to get you out of here. Come on. Let's get you out.
We'll find a way out. Probably.
There's no way out, is there?
Well, I'm not gonna leave your side. I'm gonna sit right here with you.
Come on, you're not getting me with the Dead Space 2 ending here. I know how this works. Whoop's gonna blow up, and everyone gets out though. Might take a while.
I guess this is it then.
See to you. We get to sing Kubai Law. Oh, it's the Wolfgang from Aid.
Leon S. Kennedy?
Depends who's asking.
Alpha, you read me, sir? Yeah, they're safe. I got them. Yes, sir.
Listen,
Mr. Kennedy,
Leon is not going to talk to Claire.
I have a message from Captain Redfield.
It's no. It's a no. I'm not going. It's not going to be with Claire. Hey, you know what, Doc? I'm talking about. Good on you.
I'll be damned. Can't believe that antiviral actually worked. Feel better than I have in ages.
Thank God.
I feel like I could do this for five more
I'm glad
games.
you're okay.
No, 9 more games.
We got a dose with your name on it. We'll be back in action in no time.
Though you might need your GFI's files.
Would have been a lot smoother if Chris hadn't been so late to the party.
Where is Chris, anyway?
Capcom could not stop putting Chris in every new Resident game.
I'm sure I'll run into him at some point.
Yeah, we'll get out of here. But I gotta look like Chris. 1!
I'll call you back.
Get out of there. He's going to force you to marry his sister. I know what he does.
It's over then.
If it's not Juan, there's Juan.
Oh, this really was our last hope.
That's the Leon model.
Let's pray Umbrella hasn't left us any more nasty surprises.
I wish we could have saved Emily.
Grace, I didn't hit any of her vitals.
Well, I mean, yeah, sir,
Still be
sir.
alive.
What are you saying?
Yeah, sir,
Maybe we can save her.
I intensely miss. Yeah, we can say that. If not, just find another planet little goal somewhere in an orphan. It's someone's gonna be happy by the end of this.
The government has confirmed the existence of an actively trading bioweapons lab located here in the ruins of Raccoon City. The origin point for the worldwide spread of bioorganic weapons. This illegal facility appears to have been in operation for decades.
Sources say that the extension of the lockdown and the recent series of mysterious deaths may be related to tragic events in Raccoon City 28 years ago.
Evidence seized in Raccoon City has led the Justice Department to reopen its investigation into Oswald Spencer and the long-defunct Umbrella.
And also, FAA agent boss may have got fired because of this.
Drove Umbrella into bankruptcy.
The late Alyssa Ashcroft is credited with cracking the Oswald Spencer.
Well, yeah, well, tangible evidence they
Conspiracy
did.
theorists are already claiming that she was killed in a cover-up, and that the organization responsible is secretly controlling our government.
Tonight, in a speech from the Oval Office, the president is expected to reject allegations of any government involvement since the Raccoon City incident.
Well, we could just say that Leon Atensi... We could just say that she just got lucky. How about that? Alright. Oh, God. Oh, God, we're definitely gonna get copyrighted for this one. I let it play for a bit, but I'm gonna have to talk to you. Okay, 109 Requiem. The 9th from the mainline 1-0 game. What do I think of it? Okay, initial thoughts. Now remember, these are just my initial thoughts. I will admit my opinions may change over time, reflecting on games. So for blind playthrough, I rather enjoyed it. I think it was a fun one. I will admit, the idea of kind of doing a mixture of the classic survival horror gameplay of older 1-0 games like 1 and 2 with 7 mixed in with Grace's online, and with Leon being more action focused, more the later 1-0 titles. Well, at least the action focused ones, like mix of 4 and a Lost Enemies of 6. I like enough. I did not expect to get a Lost Enemies of 6. I will say that may polarize some people. The people who like one gameplay may prefer that tag gameplay and part of the story over the over-top action, while others might be more into the slow, I won't say cross-focus, but more the slow-paced survival horror type gameplay with Grace. I will say I do enjoy both of them. I will admit the pacing can be a little iffy at times. Some years I think it works well, but other times I admit switching from Grace's gameplay to Leon does feel very jarring at times. It does take some time to get used to it. And I will say this. I think Grace's gameplay, at least for the first half, I think hers was actually pretty excellent. I did actually enjoy exploring the hospital. I did find this. I think they did a great job of it. I think it was great. I like the tools that we're giving you, and I will admit I was hoped that you got a different gun. I don't know, like maybe a stock gun or something like that. they are in the hospital section, but I did understand the idea that you're not unstoppable like Leon. You gotta pick your fights wisely. While there were zombies, I do love the idea that the gimmick they have with these guys is the zombie would be doing whatever they were doing in the previous life. Whether it's a maid cleaning up messes, a zombie who just focusing on turning the lights off, or even a singer. I think the singer was actually pretty terrifying. Those guys kind of figured it out, and also the substitute. That one built like Jason fucking Voorhees for some reason. I like that. I think that was a great idea and a great way to kind of bring back more of the zombie type enemies, but add a new gimmick, a new fun feature to them. And honestly, I didn't add that creepiness to them. That you can kind of hear them mumbling, saying stuff, doing stuff. It kind of freaks you out, especially seeing all the blood and guts everywhere, and kind of seeing this savage human boy attempting to do the most normal thing in the most terrifying way possible. I like the idea. I also do like the idea of you can get reasons from the blood, and you'll use it to craft bullets for your gun, and you want to be more combat focused, or you can use it to craft items that allow you to kill the effect of the zombies by getting behind them and you want to do some sneak attacks. Now you not only kill them, but permanently take them out. Because I do like the idea that they kind of took the wizard idea for the Crimson Heads from the Wizard game, well the remake I should say, and finally brought them back to a more modern Wizard game. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do that any sooner, because I would say I think the idea of the Crimson Heads were pretty excellent. Yeah, it had a lot of attention, but I think it really helped bring the whole idea of choose your fights carefully. You don't need to kill every enemy you see. You can always save your ammo for other fights. And I do like they brought that idea back here. I admit the blister heads are a pain yes to deal with, especially with Grace. Especially if you're trying to dump your mag, your regular pistol ammo against them, ain't gonna happen. But I do like the idea of them, and honestly, for the most part, I think they work more or less well. I think they work incredibly well for the gameplay, and once they get in deals, they really kind of force you with, like, don't kill every time you see, and hey, those objectives now became a lot more viable now, because not only are you preventing them killing enemies stealthily without wasting ammo and bullets or getting hit, now you're preventing the blister hits from coming up and chasing you around, because even the tips the game kind of advise you, it best either one or use the weapon against him. And I actually do like the resource management of Grace's area. I like the idea that I feel like the ink ribbons, I'm kind of surprised that's not even a main feature of that mode of Grace's campaign. I know they got the regular standard, I know you got the easy mode, easy difficulty, the standard difficulty, and the standard with ink ribbon for Grace, but honestly, I'm surprised Grace's campaign doesn't rely a lot more on those ink ribbons. Because honestly, I can't imagine playing Grace's campaign without those ink ribbons. I think it adds enough fun times to her that, hey, you got a minimum amount of ink ribbons, and you won't find too many of them in the map, but you could put resources to making them. The cost is, you take resources from areas that you could be using. I love that idea. I think that is a fantastic idea to implement the ink ribbons and use it as a way to craft other items. It's a good way to add the whole sense of, hey, you can save right now, but that might be the last ink ribbon you have, and you might have to make another one. And you know, you gotta find another one, and hey, you could make an ink ribbon, but then you don't have. You can use that same resource either for the objectives, for the bullets, or hell, you can even, I don't know, some 2 more rounds for the Requiem. I love that idea. I think that's fantastic, and honestly, the zombies, the basic zombies so far, I think they were terrifying. I think they worked quite a bit well, and for Grace Campaign, I think it's part. I think it's fantastic. I admit the goal, or I guess the stalker type enemy of the game, the goal, I like the idea of her. I like the idea that she comes in the dark rooms. And honestly to me, I feel like she looks best in that second half when you get in the mines. Well, not the mines. I keep saying the mines. The blood treatment area under the hospital. I like how that kind of folks is saying, hey, you can put the generator in to turn the lights on, but you may need that generator to open the other doors over here. And you take that generator out, the lights will be off, and that creature will be able to kind of wander around this area now. I admit the AI does kind of act a little weird, Bill. She's just pop in the light area and just leave instantly. I admit that's kind of weird. And what I mean is when she comes out of the events into a lighted room. I know she probably heard noise of combat going on that, in that area, but I don't think it makes sense for her to come in that light room out of it. Yeah, it's a little weird. But I love that idea. I think that just worked in that second half. The first half, I feel like it's a little too. I feel like the first half felt more like a tutorial sequence of showing you how her gameplay treatment actually works. The second half, I feel like that's when the creature, the stalker, actually works. When it actually you see the full, how she was fully meant to be used. I think it works out well since it kind of forces you to keep track of, your research of where you put the generals in. Like, you put it in this room, or you just risk of just sneaking around her because hey, there could be zombies here that you should be dealing with. But at the same time, hey, make sure the blisters don't come out because they do. When the clothes come, is that insane room, you're kind of in a bad state right there. So I love that idea. I just feel like I think the stalker. I don't know. I feel like she needs to be used one more section, just one more section, and that's it. And honestly, I think that final sequence with her in the midway point, I don't know. I felt like there should have been a normal dramatic boss fight with her. I think that's the thing about Grace. She never got an official boss fight with anyone. Oh.
And Sherry's okay? Oh, good.
Great. I'm surprised you didn't shoot your boss for that, because I assume the boss is working with the connections.
I'm actually teaching her how to read.
Grace became a mom. Grace, get off your phone! I gotta send you to another crime scene that involves your past.
Where's that report?
Sorry. Leon, gotta go. Catch up soon.
At this point, I'm surprised they didn't get her a promotion or something. I will also say this, I do like Grace's relationship with the Nurgle. We got another unclear scene. Oh, sorry, did they chop another nuke here too?
Remaining BSAA forces have been neutralized. Retrieving the objective before they send in the wolves.
Okay, I guess we got no teaser ending. Any more? There we go. Come on, keep adding more. We might be here for a second. Come on, put another one. Okay. Unlock Insanity Mode, available when starting a new game. The following content has been added to the bonus behind the scenes video. Oh, okay, I like that. Grace's report. Special content, models, and content. The following constant weapons have been added: Jacket Leon, Jacket Grace, Tactical Light, Agile Snapper. Note you can change content bonus things. A lot of stuff there. Anyway, I think Grace's first half, I think, worked quite well. And I will say this, another thing I will have to add is I do like Grace's relationship with the little girl, the blind girl. I do like how it's got the older sister to the little sister vibe. And I admit, it does kind of remind me a little bit of Silly and Claire. well, Claire and Silly, I should say, from Wizzy 2. Particularly Wizzy 2 would make me, in my opinion. Though, also, I think one more scene of the interaction before the miracle dies, I think would have been incredibly useful. Just one more scene, just of the two interacting. I think that's what you'd be needed for the. I will also say I do like the little mystery factor of the game. I think the game does add a lot of the good mystery of trying to figure out what the hell is going on with both the hospital and how it all connects with Grace's story and the blood transfusion. As you probably heard away, I had a lot of things about what the hell's going on. Now, Leon, I am happy Leon has returned. We had not seen Leon since technically at this point in timeline since Resi 6. If we count movies, that'd be Death Island. So I am gonna be happy that Leon has returned. His glorious old man is in his 50s. He ain't no Wookiee cop anymore. And I am happy he's still able to kick some ass. And I am actually kind of surprised. I expected that there were these are a lot of the mechanics that was from Was He Full remake. But I was never surprised that they bought a lot of mechanics from Was He 06. And Leon campaign reminded me very heavy of Was He 6. Not only for how outrageous he is against the zombies. Because remember in 6, his campaign was mostly him fighting against the C virus zombies. As he's doing all the moves, and even more from what he did in Was He Full. The one thing I will say about 6 is, gameplay wise, I think it's fun. I think the gameplay is incredibly fun in that game. Pacing and story wise, it's a mess. But gameplay wise, I think it's excellent. And I am happy they took his over top kicking ass kung fu, well, I don't say kung fu, but more roundhouse kicking ass whooping from that game, and found a way to implement it into, I guess, some of the full style. I think it's a good balance for Was He a Full remake with 6. I think it's a heavy balance for the two. And honestly, it does kind of make sense, if you ask me, for Leon to be able to do all these moves. 2, it does kind of lower the stakes of how, the holes with him just going around roundhouse and kicking those zombies with ease. But be fair, this is more of a very, very heavy experience Leon. This is Leon who's been through it all at this point. So, you ask me, it makes sense for that. And I do like the idea, on paper, of early on when Leon, well, after you play Grace's campaign in the hospital, Leon goes to the hospital, and you can kind of see the light day difference of Grace had a hard time struggling against maybe 1 or 2 zombies at a time, and some of the big ones kind of became these unstoppable forces that she has to avoid at all times. Leon just going through that, just taking names, kicking ass and taking names, fighting whole groups all by himself with ease, and taking out some of those larger ones as almost like his first bosses. I like that. I think that was a fun mechanic. And I admit, I wish they would add no more of, if you finish Grace's campaign quickly and there's still a bunch of zombies going around. I think they did that. Well, there's still some of those zombies I left alive that Leon could take out. I do find that kind of funny that you just leave most of them just for Leon and he would just clean up the house for you. And I assume that if Grace went around kill all the zombies, that Leon will have no one else to fight besides the required sections for him. But I will. As I said, I'm trying to say both the pros and cons of the game, because I do have some criticism of the game. But one thing I will say, I do feel the game does take some time to actually get started. To me, I feel like the section between Leon and Grace during that first half, but during that first quarter, were more the tutorial scenes. For Grace, it set the tone, the atmosphere, how she kind of moves around. Then after that, when you switch to Leon, you kind of get the feeling of Leon's gameplay, how he works. Then you see the Grace out, it shows you how she had to hide when the lost talking enemies. And she kind of focuses more on reason management of getting those small items. Not too much as the idea of you gotta avoid hiding these safe rooms. Then Leon's just going on cleaning out the whole house. To me, I feel like the game fully started when Grace was able to fully explore the hospital. I think that's when the game actually started. I think to a lot of people they might enjoy that. You like good slow, you like more the classic Resident Evil horror. You being more in that. While Leon, I feel like Leon's gameplay, his as a game did not start till midway in the game. Which some people might be turned off since. I feel like switching between the two characters, story-wise, I feel like it does make some sense. It does. I can't say story-wise there's an issue with that. I just feel like gameplay-wise, it does feel no join well. By the time you finish with Grace out of the hospital, Leon's campaign fully started at that point. That's when you actually fully got his full experience of. You got these open sections with Leon can explore and Raccoon City, and you fully got that gameplay combat style against the other enemies, at least with him. Grace, I think the difficulty was perfectly fine for Grace. Leon, I think Leon might be a little too easy. Definitely when you're in Raccoon City, I think Leon, it was a little too easy there. I think he needed a couple more enemy I don't know, just like one or two more enemies who could just counter some Leon's techniques. Especially some of the bosses. There's some of the bosses felt, I don't know, too, I would say simple, just I wish there was no more difficulty with them. Yeah, return buttons. I will say this, I do like the behind the scenes videos. I do like that. Like, let me say this. That's fucking Hobbs. We know who he is. Let me say it, just the real world hospital zombies, I think they're the best enemies in the game. I think they work quite well for Grace. They were perfect. Nothing wrong with that. The Stalker, I think they needed, I don't know, I wish there's no more sequence game with her, and I wish Grace had a little more full-fledged boss fight with her, because I felt like her area at the end, it felt like I get the idea what the game Capcom wants to do with her, but I saw with me you could easily just avoid her for a good most of it. I wish they would have had a part where you kind of had to kind of survive down there for a whole minute, and it requires you to use the Requiem on her to kind of stun her or avoid her, or you can use the light to kind of stun her. I wish you would have something more like that, like a little more kind of fight with her, kind of so. I need to be Grace's, more or less Grace's progression from being able to even fight this thing off to at least this point being able to delay it. Well, not delay, but more as confront the creature. Well, the goal, I should say. I don't know. I feel like Grace needed that one more boss. I think Grace needed a boss fight. And I think with her, it could have been perfect. I just feel like it felt a little too easy, and I wish there was no more conflict between her in that final section. But you know what? Werewolf section, I think was perfect. Leon, I will admit it did get no cartoony, taking out some of those larger enemies with ease, but as I said, I'm perfectly fine with that. I do find it kind of funny how you got the zombie set walking around, and if you take him out with either Grace or Leon, Grace can take him out easy if you can get the attacker behind him. The fat cell right here, Tunk. About there was actually two of them. I think I could even one. I tried to detect it on him, it didn't work. Maybe one more could. Though I do find it kind of funny how he's so fat, one attacker won't be enough to take him out. So I do find that, and also I find it funny how Leon has a boss fight with the this guy. Anyway, Leon's campaign were in Raccoon City. As I said, that's when Leon's fully begins. For one, I do like the idea of the first enemy you fight against is Titan Spinner, the big fucking spider. It's that one enemy type that everyone have been asking for since Resident 2 Remake. It's that one enemy type they never got, they never brought around. I defended in the Resident 2 Remake by saying that I think the G variant I think was more enough for an enemy type. Resident 3 Remake, I think, yeah, it needed a spider at least. So I do kind of find funny they brought it back when Raccoon City is completely destroyed. But you know what? I'm happy they brought it back. I think the gameplay against it was actually pretty fun. It was no short-lived boss fight, but I think it worked, worked well enough. The Raccoon City zombies, I would say they did kind of lack the personalities, the ones from the hospital. I think the hospital one had the best personalities. I will admit, I think the BSA ones, I wish we saw no more of the BSA's enemies. I think they would have been a more fun type of enemy to fight against, and they could have done a little more, just no more with them. I need for Leon. I think they could have been a good counter against Leon, or any enemies that will provide him a lot more difficulty against. And also Glimmer. I think they should make Glimmer a woman enemy that will pop him some areas. Just having him only in a bisection, I don't know, feels a little disappointing. And also, what the hell are these things? Now, let me make this clear. I did like the idea. It did give me a good target, and I was happy seeing the Titan has returned. Leon can get a rematch with him end game. And I actually do kind of like, I don't think I bought this up, but design-wise, this is what the Titan wore in the Winter War Zero 2 game. Not the remake, the worst one. The remake did change the design. And I do like the change in the remake. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I think it works perfectly for what that game was trying to do. I will say this, I am incredibly happy, and I was surprised they brought not only him back, but they gave him a slightly different design how he technically looked, and that was an OG game. I think that was a fun thing to actually bring back. And also, his Super Titan form, was still kind of looking and acts kind of similar to how he was in the remake, his texture and kind of his whole test area is more similar to how he was in the Wizard game. Because he has that almost wooded stone texture on him. I think that's the best that I felt when I saw it in the Wizard game, at least the model. And also Black 48, fun, kind of difference between those guys back. I think my only issue is I wish the boss fight with them was no more longer. I don't know. It felt too short. It felt like it felt like a mini boss, but I wish it was no more difficult. Like I think Planet 40, I think that section should last a little bit longer, just a little bit. I know you can have little plants spawning in the area, and you slowly have to kind of. I just want it to be a little longer to make the boss a little more worth it to fight against, because it felt a little too quickly, at least to me. Okay. And I'll admit I didn't expect we get the Lookers to come back. That was a surprise, thing to bring back. I mean, I think that was a little harder for Leon, since Leon had to kind of full fist fight against them, and he didn't really have the acid route to kind of take him out with ease compared to Grace, so Grace has to kind of stick around them. But I will say this. I think Leon, it did the perfect balance of being that old top fun, the little old top list from 6. And yes, those sections did feel second very similar to 6. Just that I did the zombies with guns doing that Neon. Some people might have a problem with it. I'm fine with this one. I think they did a fine job of just kind of have the zombies not feeling like acid soldiers, but more of just creatures that can try to shoot you. I'm fine with that. Okay. And I do kind of find it funny how they had that little section that kind of remind me of the beginning section of the castle segment in was he full remake. Alright. I think the problem with Leon is I wish he has no more in depth with choosing weapons, and I wish modeling them or at least the upgrades. I don't know, they feel. Some of them feel fine, but the other ones, I don't know, I felt like they would be a little more impact to the upgrade, because I never felt none of the upgrades because I feel select them, like the submachine gun when you put a stock on. I know, it feels like some of the upgrades don't feel as impactful as they could be. I know, I just want that Woozy 4 and remake the little birds that will have the upgrades here. I'm happy we got upgrades, don't get me wrong. I just wish the upgrades were a little more impactful. And I'll admit, it's kind of fun that it's probably funny that this might be the first Woozy game I can think of. Well, one enemy type you fight is quite literally humans. It's a short-lived section, but I do kind of find it interesting that this might be the only one of the first times that you can actually one of the kids in the Woods U game, like in the whole section, a whole Woods U game fight against humans. Not a boss human, but just like regular humans as an enemy. Right? I do find that kind of interesting. And I admit, I am happy Honk has returned. I feel like Honk is that one video game who he has to appear in the Mercy mode. Anytime Leon or just anytime there's a Mercy mode, I feel like you have to have him in there. And I did not expect that we had to fight. I did not expect that Leon would have to fight him. That was a surprise. And I'll admit it is kind of sad to actually have Leon take him out. I know, I always saw Honk as being the... I just someone said best, I always took this as how I view Honk. I always saw Honk as the players being at the absolute best in the game. What I mean is, by the time the players play as Honk, Honk is a master. He's skilled enough. I don't know, it sounds weird what I say it, but in the Wizard of Wizard 2 and Remake, you have to be not only say your A and say your B with both Leon and Claire, but you also gotta do, well I say no, you have to do both those, then you'll finally be able to play as Honk and the full survivor. And in Wizard 4, once you beat the main campaign, you get the Mercy board. Well, you have to beat with Leon, all the other characters, then you unlock the last character, which is Honk. Well, I believe... Wait, isn't that how it was introduced in the last one in the Wilson game? I could be wrong. But anyway, the idea I'm trying to say is, Honk is used to the character that you unlock to play once you kind of get near the end of the actual game. You unlock him at the end. And by that point, you kind of master how the game works. You kind of master the gameplay. You know how the techniques, you know how actually full-fledged the game works. So you're not afraid anymore. You're a professor. Just like Honk. Honk is the professor survivor. He's a professor of mercy, and pretty much the stage he's sitting in, he's not meant to survive. But your skills at that point is at the level of, just like Honk, you're a master. That's how I view Honk. So I admit, some fans might get ticked off the idea that you have to kill with Leon in a one-on-one knife, well, I guess at this point, axe, fight. Some people might be no turn off for that. I will admit, I think his fight should last a little bit longer. I get the idea, it's supposed to be kind of representing Krauser's fight in 4. The idea, I like the idea. I just wish the fight against him would have been no more long. I think that's the problem. I think Leon's boss fights last too short. They felt a little too easy at times. Yeah, I got killed, both with him and the Giant. And also the final boss. I'm just saying I was just a little more boost with them. Just a little more difficulties with them. That's what I'm trying to say. I know, maybe have like a second phase for each one of them. Like, with the time, maybe that time becomes a little more unstable and he becomes a lot more aggressive, but I don't know, trying how I can fit it with the time. I don't know, I feel like for the Super Time, I feel like his boss fight should have been more of, he's trying to get closer to you and you're paying them, you get a point where you can actually hack at his heart. I think that would be a fun, fun thing to add. And for Honk, I feel like this would have been a little more, hey, he was not doing a little more range combat with you. Like, he's sensing every game defeated Leon has up to this point. As he's like he's the boss who tests your skill at this point. That you have to use every game mechanic that Leon has at this point to defeat him. Right? That's what I'm saying. Now, story, I admit, I am no crucible about the idea of the kind of trying to make Spencer redeemable, because technically the last thing he ever did was in 5, in the DLC. Well, he got killed by Wesker. Well, he pretty much proclaiming Wesker was a pawn that he kind of created, that he was hoping that, hey, I want to create a body like you and me so that I wanted the powers that you have for myself, so I can rule everyone as a god. And this game, they kind of seem like, oh no, he regrets everything. He's kind of trying to fix everything. I feel like with Spencer, I don't think that will work, because we always saw what he did at his end. I think trying to make him tragic would not work, because everything he did at this point, I think it's too inhumane to ever see a redemption from him. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not against the idea of exploring the idea that, hey, other people might be trying to get some of his research for themselves, and I do find kind of interesting we saw someone who was semi-behind blowing up Raccoon City and wanted to get what he believed being Spencer's last files that he see as his ultimate weapon. And I will admit, it is kind of funny at the end he realizes that that weapon is nothing more than just an activator. It doesn't give you powers, it doesn't do anything, it just kills you. I do find that kind of funny, and honestly, I think that's hilarious, the idea of Spencer's last research he ever did was the cure. I find that hilarious. And honestly, a pretty fun way to, I guess and a fun little twist. It just, I don't know, I feel like Spencer, I don't know, he's that type of villain you can redeem. Or I don't know, I feel like it doesn't make sense for his story, in my view. I was also kind of hoping there would have been a boss fight with Zane. I admit, I would have been disappointed if Victor got left behind, because I was kind of worried that Victor got thrown aside to kind of get replaced by Zane, but then Zane got replaced by Victor. So I wish there was no more going on with Zane. I don't know, you get another boss for him with Leon, and then you fight Victor. I don't know, I did, I would kind of prefer, seeing that. I don't know, it felt Victor got replaced by Zane, then Zane got replaced by Victor. I don't know, it's kind of funny thing you think about it. I feel like Zane needs to be a normal boss fight. And also Zane, I think the problem I have with this game during the end is I feel like it's still too similar to 8 and 7. Well, they kind of kept some of the cryptid enemies or the big players no too hidden. 7, I think it works perfectly fine with the idea of get this connection, this shady organization who unleashed that bioweapon by accident. With 8, ending with, the BSA may have gone rogue. I think it was a fine thing to do, but I don't know, I think with 9, with Requiem, I think it did too many times away. I think it was fine the first time. The second time, I think people got, no, we'll find it okay with that second time, but I think by the third time, you can't do it. And I think that might be the thing that people might be a little disappointed on. We don't know too much about Zane. I know he sounded like Wesker, and I made a joke saying that he sounded like Wesker. I don't think he was. Honestly, to me, I think he was just like one of the Wesker children, or at least the kids that Spencer was testing on to give him the perfect bias into to create the perfect human. So I thought he's like one of those kids who got who somehow survived. So I don't know how the hell he got his powers and where that came from. I wish there's no more detail and info from that. Honestly, I won't mind you if Grace Report somehow explains that, okay, but I kind of wish the story itself would keep that, kind of sold that. And also, lately the later review game seems, and I'm talking about like 7, 8, and now 9, I'm not a big fan of the cliffhanger endings. I don't know, I think we're doing them a little too many times away. I don't know, I wish we got the normal confident ending. Well, hey, if we feel confident enough, we can have another story, but I don't know, it felt like they kept trying to tease about what happens next. 7, it seems the idea of the Umbrella return. Who's Blue Umbrella? What's going on? Why is Chris working for them? 8 is, hey, the BSA gone rogue. Chris is against them now, and they're using bioweapons. And with 9, oh, the connection might still be out there, and hey, they took us in the BSA shows that we're working with Chris. They see maybe the Epsilon virus for themselves? Then, hey, there might be another big fail, maybe the connections. What's going to be behind this? I mean, I'm not against the idea of the connections, but I kind of wish there would be no more going on with them with the story, because it felt like the game still wants to tease them. So, I don't know, I wish we would gotten no more with them. Alright. So, otherwise, if you ask my opinion on this game, I did early on, I was having a great time. I was in love with this game. I think this game was fantastic. I think as it goes on, I think some of the cracks were showing. As I say, it's not a bad game. Far from it. Either I would say this is a pretty good to great game. It has a lot of good and great moments. And I will say this, I think Grace was a pretty interesting character. I do like the idea they kind of really play more of the... I like how they kind of play more of Grace is not this unstoppable force. She's not Quill. She's definitely not Leon. She's not even Jill. Hell, I would say Ethan might have a better fighting chance than her at times, in some areas. She's a lot more helpless. She has panic attacks. She has anxiety. I like that. I do like how you can kind of hear her breathing a little more deeply. Like, she feels like she's constantly panicking, and I actually looked up that when you play her in third person, you notice that she almost looks like she's tripping half the time when she's running for an enemy. I like that. I think that was a fun idea to put in. I just wish Grease has that one of boss fight with the ghoul, kind of so how much she has progressed at this point, that she's able to kind of fight her fears. You can still show she's terrified, but still have that she's still making a stand here, kind of so her character progresses. But anyways, I do like Grace. I think Grace was a well-done character, and I admit some people, and I would say at least Outbreak fans might be disappointed that Miss Ashcroft is dead. She was murdered. I think she works fine with the way the story works, okay? Now the thing is, I'm not connected with Outbreak, so if you're disappointed about that, then I'm sorry. At least to me, I think it works perfectly fine in the story. I need the story they'll tell you here. And Leon, I think Leon's story works very well. I admit Leon can be both dumb at times in this game, but no one. I always say that about Leon. I think Leon is that badass who could be a little stupid sometimes. I think he works great in this game, and I do kind of like his voice, and I do love his voice, and that he really does feel like a old man who's been doing this for a long time. He's in his 50s. He has a lot of experience. He's been through this enough times that nothing's gonna stop, not much. And I do like the idea of he's slowly dying and he's trying to stop the Epsilon virus, thinking that, oh, it's going to be this another virus outbreak. And it's happening at Raccoon City. Something that he wanted to prevent happening as almost a one last redemption thing. You know, I do feel full kind of had him overcome that conflict himself. I feel like this one is more, this is him at the end of his life going where it all started. Doing one last thing to tie up loose ends. At least to me. But anyways, I like the game. I think it's fantastic. I think it's pretty good. Has some misses here and there. I think right now, what I'm going to say right now is this. I think my main issues, I think Graces and Leon, while the game is not short by any means, I think it's a pretty good length, honestly. I think it took me like 11 to 12 hours. I think that's a perfect length for a 1-0 game. That's it on, not too short. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think my issue is, it feels like Grace's and Leon's, since they're saying the game and their gameplay is very different, it just feels like those seconds feel shorter, where you'll just feel them separately. You put them together, it's a good lane, but putting them separately, they do kind of feel short, and I do feel like a lot of my issues that I kind of have, does feel like I wish each character had a little more detail, focus, gameplay elements for them. Because it feels like Grace, whenever time the game feels like there's gonna be a boss fight, they give it to Leon. And anytime there's a slow moment, you give it to Grace. And I don't know, I feel like Grace needed that one more boss fight, and Leon, I feel like his area needs to be a little longer. But then, at the same time, as I said, that's just my opinion. I love this game. I think it's fantastic. I think it makes look back. I think just the story at the end just more works. Now, looking back on it, I think Resident Evil 8 had more of those kind of weird plot ideas that do kind of, I don't know, feel a little weird. Particularly with Chris attacking Ethan at the beginning and claiming that he did that to hide, saying that he couldn't know if he could trust him. I don't know, it feels a little weird. I think this game, I think that works a little better. I think the game doesn't have any of those big, weird plot issues. So, to me, I would say if I give this game a good, maybe 8. Maybe a 9, but I gotta kind of think about it. As I said, I think some of those issues kind of hold it back a little bit. They're not big issues. I mean, some people that might consider the big issues. If it is, hey, that's perfect offense. This is what I view at the moment. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, I had a great time. I hope this... Oh, it said. Okay, so now this is when you unlock all the goodies. Guy wish some of these weapons would have been unlocked kind of throughout the game. Yeah, fucking RPG. Infinite weapons. By releasing Epsilon in 4 hours. Condition, keep it in the main site by releasing Epsilon within 4 hours. Yeah, I beat the whole game in 4 hours. Jesus fucking Christ. I think that is a fun thing to add, but I think being in 4 hours or less and giving an equipment that only works for Grace and she's the only character who ever has those equipments, I don't know. I bootlegged Hack Attack at the same time have been modified to offer more credits per kill. I was saying I wish this. I got this with the spy box, but I don't think I would have bought it. If it do be. I didn't have an infinite ammo for the guns for being that hour. I think it would look a lot better. Oh, RPG. But yeah, I wish there was no more weapons for Leon and Grace to grab. And I will also say the last issue I will have is I'm trying to think of a good one because at this point I think I'm pretty satisfied with my pros and cons of the game. I think gameplay wise this might be, you know, might be mixed on some people. I think the gameplay of mixing the slow Crash was the type gameplay with the more action heavy, because I think it did well for both characters. I just wish those sections were a little longer and a little more in depth at times, and I wish some of the bosses in the layer have a little more difficult, and I wish some of them would be given to Grace, not just Leon. And I will admit it is kind of weird how the final boss turns out you have the Nemesis Parasite, even though there's only one hint at the idea the Nemesis Parasite might be evolved. I don't know, I was listening to a little hints or build up to it. But anyways, that's it. Maybe I kind of knit the thoughts, full through my mind here. But still, I hope you guys enjoy. I do recommend this game, and you're a big fan of Resident games and whole game in general, especially more of the, the slowness. Well, I don't want to say slowness. I mean more of the survival horror aspects of it, similar to 1, 2, and 7. Then you gotta love Grace's campaign. And more the 4 and 6 over top action with Leon, then you gotta like Leon's campaign a little more. So, one you like more, you might like the other one a little less. But that's my view. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you had a great time. I had a great time with this, and hey, until next time.